What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the PS5 Career Mode. This is episode number 19. And we start today's episode off with a look at the fixtures for January 2022 as the transfer window is finally open. Some big games coming this month as well, with Leicester City, Spurs away and Liverpool at home as well. And a brief look at the league table where we are right now after our best run of the season so far, up to 13th place, 9 clear of West Ham and West Brom in 18th and 19th place respectively. On a great run of form, our best of the season, just one defeat in our last 6 or 7 games I think it is, which is really impressive and without question the best run we've had throughout the course of the season so far. Also a brief scouting update and an academy update as well. You know, I've got to be honest here, and I hate to say it, but I have been slightly disappointed by our academy so far this save. Now there's a long way to go, we're only halfway through season 2, but either way at the moment, Bull looks to be the only proper standout. I am excited about Jude Frau with the 5-star skills as well, but for the most part, yeah, it's not exactly been an abundance of youth players coming through with potential to be special. Regardless, also look at our budget as well, just over £5 million, or around £5 million with the wage budget alteration to play with in this January transfer window. I really don't know what we're going to do though, to be honest, because again, right now on our best run of the season so far, 1 defeat in 7, I really like the team we've assembled for season 2. It is a little bit ham-fisted. Yes, we brought in like 5 or 6 players on free transfers, but I think about the players we have signed this season, and the best 2 players have been free transfers, Salah Oskan and Viktor Kovalenko, the Ukrainian, as well. They've been our best 2 signings of the season, I would say. And so I don't really think we should blow up this team in the January window or make major alterations as I stop on Charles Bull here. For those asking about his stats, he's up 4 ratings to 71 overall. He does have, of course, the 5-star skill moves now due to the development plan and 2 goals and 6 assists in 16 games in all competitions. But yeah, I don't really feel like we should make major change to this team. Maybe one sale, maybe one signing, but for the most part, I don't want to sell like, I don't know, a third of the squad and then look to reinvest in a load of new players that might not gel with the current ones currently in our squad right now. So yeah, I think really we should just play this January transfer window very sensibly. We're several points clear of the relegation zone right now. We're on a great run of form. Yes, there's a little bit of money to work with in the budget, but I think personally we should look to just prioritise the development of the current young players we have right now. Incoming major sale of say Samuel, Amal Richards, and then like signing like 3 or 4 foreign wonder kids. Anyway, first game of today's episode will be the first game of 2022, and it was the FA Cup third round as we would take on Accrington Stanley. Who are they exactly? Crazy to think some people have never seen that advert, but yeah, Accrington Stanley, the lower league side, come and take us on here at the Kind Prince Foundation Stadium. I saw this game as a very, very, very easy victory and a path into the 4th round. Of course, last season we had Leicester City away at the King Power in the 3rd round and dumped out in our 1st round of an FA Cup competition in the save. But taking on the lower league side, I felt very confident here at home and being in great form as well. I picked a sort of like a mix of rotation and also starters for the game as well, because last season, you know, I didn't take the cup seriously at all as Bull doubles the lead here to make it 2-0. A lovely finish there across the ground and into the bottom corner. Last season, of course, the FA Cup 3rd round, I would have liked to have got past Leicester, but I knew the chance was very, very unlikely. But this year, I would like a cup run, but only if we're still doing well in the league. You know, obviously the Carabao Cup we went out very, very early. Wasn't fussed about that at all. But it would be nice to go far in the FA Cup, so I will take it semi-seriously. But of course the league will still be my top priority this year. But taking on Accrington Stanley, leading by 2 goals, heading to the break, and just 4 minutes after the restart here, what a lightning quick counter-attack and a great ball by Ilyas Sher to release Charlie Kelman running through for his 1st goal in a few games as well. 3-0 QPR, Kelman with the finish. He's struggled a little bit to adapt to life in the Premier League, but that's sort of natural really for a very young striker. That's a great finish into the bottom corner there after a lightning quick counter-attack. Not too sure about the celebration, the Chris Basham celebrations, we know it, but regardless, 3-0 QPR, and again, I thought for sure it's going to be a routine victory, and it was. We looked dangerous, especially when coming through on a counter, and with 10 minutes to go, I had options to the left-hand side of Lewis here, but I had to go for goal with him, and he found the bottom corner as well. Lewis Baker, 1st goal since coming in from Chelsea in the summer transfer window for £2 million. He's been alright, he's been okay. I mean, I wasn't expecting fireworks from Baker. As I mentioned when we signed him, there's a reason why Chelsea have never opted to play him, just constantly loaned him out season after season. But he's done okay, and he was pretty decent in that game and got his 1st goal for the club as well to wrap up a 4-0 rout. So yeah, 4-0 the final score. Felt very confident, of course, and yeah, we are into the FA Cup 4th round at the end of the month. Still following the win, as you could see, we had another bid here for Charles Bull. I believe this is the third bid he's had since coming out of the academy, and once again we said absolutely no way. This time was AZ Alkmaar putting an offer, but it's just no point. So I think I blocked offers there as well. The Bull is going nowhere, man. We talked about the academy earlier in the episode. He might be the only amazing youth player we get from the academy, so I am not cashing in on him for any sort of money whatsoever. The Bull stays with us. He's been fantastic in recent weeks as well, and he remains as our player, hopefully forever. And so for our second game of today's episode here, back to matters in the Premier League on a great run of form. Just one defeat in, again, our last 7 or 8 games in all competitions, taking on the Magpies away from home. Right now in mid-table, just like us, and after a very drab and uneventful first half, in a game of very few chances, Newcastle would take the lead just past the hour mark to go in front. And in this game, I just really struggled to create chances. To be honest, I just couldn't do anything in this game. The passing was awful. Every single style of play I was operating was just not working, be it wing play, direct play, quick counter attacks. Nothing was working for me in this game. Just one of those games where you just don't really get anything going in your favour. And with 3 minutes to go, the Magpies would wrap it up. A brace in this game as Newcastle make it 2-0, and that was how the game would finish. So our first defeat since the defeat to Chelsea on Boxing Day away from home, 2-0 loss away in the northeast. Avila with 2 goals in the game in a pretty routine victory. And again, I wasn't joking when I said I couldn't get anything created in this game. Not a single shot in the entire match all game long. To be fair, that has been a bit of a problem for us at times this season. Maybe it's because my playstyle can be a bit predictable sometimes, and the AI know how to adapt to counter it. As we reject this bid here for Jed Spence from Borussia Mönchengladbach, and you see the draw for the FA Cup 4th round as well. We've got Rotherham United, the Millers, away at the New York Stadium. But yeah, I don't know. There has been some games this season where, like, creatively, I just haven't been able to do anything. There's just been no sort of improvisation. There's been no kind of unexpected opportunities being created. It's just been quite telegraphed, my play at times, and that was just one of those games where it was just it was just very predictable, my play style, because the AI counted it perfectly. So yeah, just one of those games where unfortunately nothing really went in our way, and I just couldn't create a single shot in the entire match, which is quite frankly really embarrassing. But still, following the game, as you could see, our third of today's episode, 34, was going to be at home here to Leicester City against Brendan Rodgers' side. Right now, struggling big time in the game, just above the relegation zone. Of course, we beat them at the King Power Stadium to end what was a horrendous run of form around the midway point of the first half of the season. So taking on the Foxes, I felt very confident despite the loss away at St James's Park. But 30 minutes in, Josef Martinez, I swear, there are some players in FIFA that always score against you when they play. He's one of those players. Every time I play against him, doesn't matter what team he's playing for, he always scores against me. Bruno Fernandes in this year's FIFA as well, he always scores against me too. So Leicester in front, courtesy of Martinez, 1-0. Whilst we'd have a good chance here, 22 minutes to go, to get back on level terms. We should have done so as well. Great opportunity. Kovalenko rolls through Kelman, but sadly the American could not get his shot on target and fires it wide of the post. So still Leicester led by a goal to nil, and again, just one of those games really where I just couldn't create good opportunities and clear-cut chances. That was the only one we had in the game, and with 8 minutes to go, Lyndon Dykes came off the bench and got injured trying to head away a corner to compile our misery in a 1-0 defeat. Back-to-back defeats for the first time since November, I believe. And again, you look at the stats here, Leicester scored their only shot on target. We only had 2 in the game, 37% possession as well, and I just could not get past Leicester's back line. As you see, Lyndon Dykes going down here, and he's out for 4 weeks with a sprained ankle. And as you'll see as well, I decided to put him on a transfer list too. He's played 10 games in all competitions this year, hasn't scored or assisted a single goal. Dykes, obviously last season when we started the save off, I thought he was going to be our main source of goals in the Championship. In the end, it turned to be Charlie Kelman and, Ilias and also Bright combined as well. But yeah, Dykes this season, he's dropped to 4th choice striker, despite ironically being the joint highest in the team, I believe, or possibly 2nd highest behind Metcha. He's behind Metcha, Kelman and Robbie in the pecking order. I think it's best to cash in on the Scotsman, and I'm going to let him go in this January transfer window. But yeah, once again, another game we struggled to create chances and just could not take the one we had. And in the 4th and final games this episode, on the back of back-to-back defeats, a very tough drip away in North London against Spurs, right now going for the title. First chance fell to us, 41 minutes in. Max Aarons, who's been, I'd say pretty average at best this season since coming in from Norwich, denied the near post by Hugo Lloris as it was still still goalless, and 20 minutes after the restart, Spurs looking for the only goal of the game, which they would find as well through Harry Kane, the Spurs captain, drilling it in past Kelly and into the far corner as Spurs would take the lead in, again, another game which was very uneventful and one where I really struggled to create chances. Spurs scoring with the only goal and really the only meaningful chance of the match, to be honest, in a 1-0 victory. I swear, so often in this year's FIFA, I concede a goal with like only one shot on target on my goal. It's so frustrating. But again, another game where I really struggled to break down the opposition backline. Another game where one of the opposition centre-halves was man of the match and highest rated player in the game. Creativity has definitely been a problem for us in recent weeks, and that's a big reason why we've now lost 3 on the bounce. We had a great run of form with just 1 defeat in our last 7 or 8 games in all competitions. Now 3 straight losses. We dropped to 14th place, and we're only 3 points off West Ham in 18th as well. 14 games to go, and this is exactly why I wasn't getting excited by our amazing run of form and thinking we were going to be totally fine. No, there's a long way to go, and we've already, just so quickly, been dragged back in to a relegation scrap. But that was this episode of the PS5 Career Mode, guys. So big thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, and if you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode featuring Transfer Deadline Day very soon.